London. Big red buses, black cabs, those guards with the funny hats. And everyone drinks tea, right? Well, yeah, London has all that. But here's the thing about London. It's way more than just the tourist traps and the clichés. A place where you can wander down a random street and find something amazing. It could be a hidden courtyard, a vintage record store, or a pub that's been there since Shakespeare's time. London is a city that gets under your skin. So, forget everything you think you know about London. Come with me, and I'll show you the real deal. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, I only have so much time in London. Should I really skip Buckingham Palace? Listen, I'm not saying you should skip the classics. Those iconic landmarks are iconic for a reason. But here's the thing. London is like a giant, delicious cake. The landmarks are the icing, sure. But the real flavor, the good stuff, is in the layers underneath. It's the hidden alleyways, the quirky museums, the local pubs where you can have a pint and a chat with a bloke named Dave. And let's not forget the food. London's culinary scene is off the charts. Trust me, your taste buds will thank you. So, if you're ready to ditch the tourist traps and discover the real London, buckle up. We're about to go on a wild ride through the city's hidden gems and local haunts. From the cobblestone streets of Kensington to the trendy vibes of Shoreditch, we're gonna uncover the soul of this incredible city. By the end of this journey, you won't just be saying London baby, you'll be shouting it from the rooftops. Get ready to fall in love with London, the real London. Let's go. All right, let's kick things off with a classic, the Tower of London. This place has seen it all. Kings and queens, prisoners and plots, executions, and even a few ravens. First things first, you've got to see the crown jewels. Crowns, scepters, diamonds the size of your fist. It's enough to make even the most skeptical person believe in fairy tales. Just try not to get any ideas about snatching a tiara, okay? The guards, those beefeaters you've seen in pictures, they mean business. Speaking of beefeaters, make sure you catch one of their tours. They know all the juicy gossip, the kind of stuff they don't put in the history books. After you've had your fill of history, take a walk around the grounds. Just try not to think about all the ghosts that are said to roam these walls. Next up, it's time for another iconic landmark, Big Ben. Or should I say, Elizabeth Tower. Yeah, they renamed it a few years back. But let's be real, everyone still calls it Big Ben. It's like trying to rename a hamburger a beef patty disc. Anyway, this clock tower is pretty hard to miss. It's massive, it's beautiful, and it's been telling Londoners the time for over 150 years. Fun fact, Big Ben is actually the name of the bell inside the tower, not the tower itself. Now, Big Ben is currently under renovation, so it might be a little camera shy when you visit. While you're in the area, make sure you take a stroll along the south bank of the Thames. It's a great spot for a walk, a picnic, or just to soak up the atmosphere. No trip to London is complete without a visit to Buckingham Palace. This place is like the British monarchy's HQ. It's where the Queen, or King, depending on when you're reading this, hangs their crown, so to speak. If you're lucky enough to be in town during the summer months, make sure you catch the changing of the guard ceremony. It's a whole thing, with marching bands, bearskin hats, and more pomp and circumstance than you can shake a stick at. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, can we go inside? Well, unless you're on the guest list for one of the Queen's famous garden parties, probably not. But you can take a tour of the state rooms when they're open to the public. Last but not least, we have the London Eye. Now, this might not be a historical landmark like the others, but trust me, it's an experience you won't forget. Imagine this. You're soaring high above the city in a giant glass capsule, taking in breathtaking panoramic views of London's skyline. From up there, you can see everything: Big Ben, the Houses of Parliament, St. Paul's Cathedral, the Shard, the whole shebang. The London Eye is especially magical at night when the city lights up like a million twinkling stars. It's the perfect way to end a day of exploring. And hey, if you're lucky enough to be up there with someone special, it might just be the most romantic Ferris wheel ride of your life. Okay, folks, let's ditch the crowds for a bit and head over to Kensington. Now, I know what you're thinking. Kensington? Isn't that where all the fancy shops and posh people are? Yeah, you're not wrong. But tucked away on a quiet street, hidden behind an unassuming facade, lies a secret gem Leighton House Museum. This place used to be the home of Frederick Leighton, a famous Victorian artist. And let me tell you, this guy had style. I'm talking about a house that's like a work of art itself. Think intricate mosaics, shimmering tiles, and a stunning domed room that will make you feel like you've stepped into a fairy tale. Leighton House was a gathering place for some of the biggest names in the art world back in the day. We're talking about the likes of Oscar Wilde and George Bernard Shaw. Leighton House is a hidden oasis in the middle of the city. Alright, all my foodie friends, this one's for you. Forget Borough Market and its hordes of tourists. Let's head over to Bermondsey, a cool little neighborhood south of the river, and check out Maltby Street Market. This place is a foodie paradise, hidden away under the railway arches. We're talking about street food vendors serving up everything from gourmet grilled cheese sandwiches to Ethiopian stews to artisan donuts. And the best part? It's all made with fresh local ingredients. But Maltby Street Market is more than just a place to eat. It's a community hub, a place where locals come to catch up with friends, listen to live music, and soak up the lively atmosphere. So, ditch the overpriced tourist traps and head over to Maltby Street Market for a taste of the real London. London's got a lot going on, that's for sure. But sometimes, you just need to escape the chaos and find a little peace and quiet. And that's where Little Venice comes in. Don't worry, you haven't suddenly been transported to Italy. Little Venice is a charming little neighborhood in North London, named after its picturesque canals. Think colorful canal boats, weeping willow trees, and peaceful towpaths perfect for a leisurely stroll. Rent a paddle boat and explore the waterways. Grab a coffee and watch the world go by. Or just find a bench and soak up the tranquility. Little Venice is a hidden gem that most tourists never get to see. So, escape the city madness for a few hours and discover the serenity of Little Venice. This next hidden gem is a bit different. It's not about fancy food or picturesque views. It's about something much deeper, something that touches the heart of what it means to be human. Tucked away in the city of London, near St. Paul's Cathedral, lies a small, unassuming park called Postman's Park. Now, this park might seem ordinary at first glance, but look closer and you'll find something truly special. The Watts Memorial to Heroic Self-Sacrifice. This memorial, created by Victorian artist George Frederick Watts, is a tribute to ordinary people who died saving the lives of others. As you walk along the walls, you'll see rows of ceramic tiles, each one inscribed with a brief account of an act of bravery. Postman's Park is a powerful reminder that even in the midst of our busy lives, there's always room for kindness, compassion, and extraordinary acts of love. So, take a moment to visit this hidden gem and let the stories of these everyday heroes inspire you. Alright folks, let's talk food. And when it comes to food in London, there's one place that's an absolute must-visit: Borough Market. This place is a foodie's paradise, a sensory overload of sights, smells and tastes that will leave you wanting more. Imagine this. You're walking through a maze of stalls, each one piled high with fresh produce, artisan cheeses, cured meats, and baked goods that look too good to be true. The air is thick with the aroma of spices, freshly brewed coffee, and sizzling street food. Your stomach is rumbling, your mouth is watering, and you don't know where to start. My advice? Come hungry. Borough Market has been around for centuries, and it's still going strong today. It's a place where locals and tourists alike come to find the best of British and international cuisine. Whether you're looking for a quick bite to eat or a gourmet meal, you'll find it here. Now, let's talk about a London institution, Dishoom. This place has become legendary for its delicious Indian food and its unique atmosphere. Imagine stepping back in time to the Irani cafes of Bombay, with their vintage furniture, dim lighting, and walls adorned with old photographs and memorabilia. The menu at Dishoom is a love letter to the street food and home cooking of Bombay. Start with a plate of their famous bacon naan, a surprising but utterly delicious combination of smoky bacon and fluffy naan bread. Then move on to their signature black dal, a rich and flavorful lentil stew that's been simmered for hours. Dishoom is more than just a restaurant. It's an experience. From Soho to Shoreditch, a world of flavors. One of the best things about London is its incredible diversity, and that diversity is reflected in its food scene. From the trendy cafes of Soho to the street food stalls of Shoreditch, you'll find flavors from every corner of the globe. Craving some Italian? Head over to Little Italy in Clerkenwell for some of the best pizza and pasta this side of Naples. In the mood for some Vietnamese? Make your way to Kingsland Road in Shoreditch, where you'll find a string of authentic Vietnamese restaurants serving up steaming bowls of pho and fresh summer rolls. In London, you can travel the world one bite at a time. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, what about the British food? The fish and chips, the bangers and mash, the Sunday roast? Don't worry, I haven't forgotten about the classics. While London's culinary scene has become increasingly international, there are still plenty of places where you can get a proper British bite to eat. For a traditional pub experience, head to a Fuller's pub. These historic pubs are known for their cozy atmosphere, their wide selection of ales, and their hearty pub grub. Order a plate of fish and chips, a steak and ale pie, or a classic Sunday roast. And if you're feeling adventurous, try the black pudding. For a more upscale take on British cuisine, check out the Hawksmoor, known for its dry-aged steaks and its sophisticated ambience. Or try St. John, a Michelin-starred restaurant that celebrates simple, seasonal British cooking. No matter what your taste or budget, you're sure to find something to satisfy your cravings in London. Listen up, history buffs and art aficionados. London is a museum lover's paradise. We're talking world-class institutions packed with treasures from across the globe. And the best part? Many of them are absolutely free to enter. That's right, free. You can thank me later. First up, we have the big daddy of them all, the British Museum. This place is massive, so put on your comfy shoes and prepare to be wowed. We're talking Egyptian mummies, ancient Greek sculptures, the Rosetta Stone. It's like taking a crash course through human history. Next, let's hop over to the Tate Modern. This former power station turned modern art museum is a must-see for any art lover. We're talking Warhol, Picasso, Hockney, the works. And don't forget to check out the view from the top floor. It's one of the best in London. But wait, there's more. From the quirky exhibits at the Victoria and Albert Museum to the scientific wonders at the Natural History Museum, London has a museum for every interest. So get out there and explore. Section 2. Curtain Call, London's theatre scene. Hold on to your playbills, because London's theatre scene is legendary. I'm talking about the West End, baby. Broadway's got nothing on this place. From long-running musicals to cutting-edge dramas, there's a show for everyone. Now, I know what you're thinking. Trevor, those tickets are expensive. And yeah, they can be. But here's a little secret: rush tickets. That's right. You can snag discounted tickets on the day of the show. Just show up early, be prepared to queue, and cross your fingers. And while you're in the area, you got to catch a show at Shakespeare's Globe. This reconstructed Elizabethan playhouse will transport you back to the time of the Bard. Standing in the open-air theatre, watching a Shakespearean tragedy unfold, is an experience you won't forget. But London's theatre scene isn't just about the big names. Check out smaller venues like the Almeida Theatre or the Young Vic for innovative and thought-provoking productions. Trust me, a night at the theatre in London is an experience you won't forget. Section 3. Rocking Out in London Town. London's musical legacy is legendary. This is the city that gave us the Beatles, the Rolling Stones, David Bowie. The list goes on, and the music scene here is still as vibrant as ever. For big-name acts, check out iconic venues like the O2 Arena, Wembley Stadium, or the Royal Albert Hall. Trust me, seeing your favorite band play in one of these legendary venues is an experience like no other. But if you're looking for something a little more intimate, London's got you covered. Check out smaller venues like the Brixton Academy, the Roundhouse, or the Coco for up-and-coming artists and established acts alike. And don't forget about the countless pubs and clubs hosting live music every night of the week. From rock and roll to jazz, from hip-hop to electronic, London has something for every musical taste. So, get out there, explore the city's diverse music scene, and discover your new favorite band. Section 4. Culture without the cover charge. London can be pricey, but you don't have to break the bank to experience the city's rich culture. London is full of free and affordable things to do. Let's talk about parks. London is one of the greenest cities in the world. Pack a picnic and relax in Hyde Park, or visit Regent's Park or Greenwich Park. Escape the city bustle without spending a dime. Next, let's talk about markets. London's markets are free to browse. Wander through Portobello Road Market, Camden Market, or Brick Lane Market. Enjoy free events throughout the year. From outdoor film screenings to street festivals to museum late openings. Plan your trip and experience the best of London without breaking the bank. Alright, let's get real for a minute. London's public transport system, the tube, the buses, the overground, it can be daunting. I remember my first time trying to navigate the tube map. It looked like someone had spilled spaghetti on a circuit board. But don't worry, I'm here to help you crack the code. First things first, get yourself an Oyster card. It's the easiest and cheapest way to get around. You can use it on all forms of public transport. Now, about that tube map. Just focus on the colored lines and the station names. And don't be afraid to ask for help. One last tip: mind the gap. It's a warning about the gap between the train and the platform. So, watch your step, and don't be afraid to channel your inner Spider-Man if you have to. Now, let's talk about where to rest your weary head after a long day of exploring. London has accommodations for every taste and budget, from swanky 5-star hotels to budget-friendly hostels. If you're on a tight budget, I recommend checking out hostels. Don't let the word hostel scare you. These days, many hostels are more like boutique hotels, with stylish common areas, comfortable beds, and even private rooms. Plus, it's a great way to meet fellow travelers from around the world. If you're looking for something a bit more upscale, London has a plethora of hotels to choose from. From classic Grand Dames to trendy boutique hotels, you'll find something to suit your style. Just be prepared to pay a premium for a prime location. And if you're feeling adventurous, why not try an Airbnb? You can find everything from cozy flats to luxurious apartments, often at a fraction of the cost of a hotel. Plus, you'll have the chance to live like a local, even if it's just for a few days. Listen, I've been there. I know what it's like to travel on a shoestring budget. Back in the day, I spent months backpacking around Europe, sleeping on trains, eating ramen noodles, and generally living the life of a starving artist. But here's the thing, you don't have to be rich to experience the best of London. First and foremost, take advantage of all the free stuff. I'm talking about museums, parks, markets. I've already mentioned these, but it's worth repeating. You can easily spend a day, even a week in London without spending a dime on attractions. When it comes to food, ditch the fancy restaurants and embrace the street food scene. London is a melting pot of cultures, and that's reflected in its street food. You can find everything from curry and noodles to falafel and tacos, all for a fraction of the price of a sit-down meal. And when it comes to getting around, walk whenever possible. Not only will you save money, but you'll also get to experience the city like a local, discovering hidden gems and soaking up the unique atmosphere of each neighborhood. So, there you have it. We've explored the grand landmarks and the hidden gems, from the Tower's ravens to Little Venice's peaceful canals. We've wandered through bustling markets, sampled culinary delights from around the world, and felt the energy of 1,000 years of history. London is a city that stays with you. It's the echo of a red double-decker bus rumbling past a centuries-old pub. It's the aroma of spices mingling with the scent of rain on cobblestones. It's the thrill of discovering a hidden courtyard, a secret garden tucked away from the city's rush. But more than anything, London is about the people. It's the friendly banter with a market vendor, the shared laughter with fellow theatergoers, the chance encounter with a local who shares a hidden gem just with you. Listen, I get it. Those iconic landmarks, they call to you. And you should absolutely take that selfie with a red phone booth. But don't be afraid to stray from the well-trodden tourist path. That's where the real magic happens. Duck down a side street, follow the sound of music, get a little bit lost. Order something you can't pronounce from a street food stall. Strike up a conversation with someone who doesn't look like you, speak like you, or believe the same things you do. That's how you'll uncover the true spirit of London, the one that beats beneath the surface. London isn't just about ticking off a list of must-see attractions. It's about immersing yourself in the city's energy, its rhythm, its contradictions. It's about opening your mind and your heart to new experiences, new perspectives, new flavors. Here's the thing about London. It will surprise you. Just when you think you've got it figured out, it throws you a curveball. Maybe it's a sudden downpour that sends you ducking into a cozy pub where you end up having the best pint of your life and chatting with a local who becomes a friend. Or maybe it's stumbling upon a hidden art gallery tucked away in a former warehouse where you discover your new favorite artist. The key is to embrace the unexpected. Don't be afraid to say yes to new experiences, to follow your curiosity, to get a little bit lost. London is a city that rewards the curious, the adventurous, the open-minded. It's a city that invites you to step outside your comfort zone and discover something new about yourself, about the world, about the very nature of human connection. So, there's my London, the London I've come to know and love. It's a city of endless possibilities, a place where you can be whoever you want to be, where you can write your own story. Now, it's your turn. Book that flight, pack your bags, and go create your own London adventure. Explore the iconic, the hidden, and everything in between. Eat, drink, wander, get lost, and discover the magic that awaits you in this incredible city. London's calling. Will you answer? London's